Well, for the actors, we were a little lucky because we still got to have classes in person. So we still had like a rapport with our fellow actors. But I think for the directors and writers, it was different because when we showed up to set, it was like we hadn't seen each other in so long. It was like we still had to like, it was like meeting each other for like the first time again for me.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over
Yeah,
the
it was
first
a
term. Oh, sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
yeah. Go ahead, Braden.
Okay. Over the first term, we would spend like pretty much every day together, at least within our streams. And then once the pandemic hit, we all like separated and obviously didn't see each other for so long. And then we finally got back to like filming and everything. So all the classes were online. It was very nice to get back in person.
Yeah, it was for the directors though. I couldn't speak for everyone, but for me personally, it was extremely difficult because we had to show up with the cameras and we had to do things, but we couldn't, so we did everything online. It was kind of weird at first, and like no, there's no cameras involved, no actual like practice. It's like as directors, we need to be on set all the time and like shoot and edit, but we couldn't do that. But we adjusted and like we valued more, like for me, when we got back on set together, I valued more of like the time that we had together. It's like, okay, this is actually really important to be like working with you guys now. I was more passionate and more excited to work with everybody, other than before when we see every day. It's like when we see each other every day, it's like, oh yeah, it's you again. But this time around, it was like, oh man, goddamn, I miss you so much, and like I want to work with you. I had that feeling inside. You miss the people that you want to work with.
Yeah, this job is in general, like in filmmaking, doesn't matter what your position is, but it's like 50% your skill and talent and 50% your human interaction. Actually, it's all counts, and school is a great area to learn that human interaction and all that, socializing and balancing everything out. But we, of course, we had some lack of that in the second term since we didn't have enough physical interaction. But we're still lucky. We still had some, but it was so limited. For example, because of COVID, our crews were like half the size. So that's like everybody had to do more than one role. And it's already a student project. It's already super limited, and you already have to do more than one thing. And now it was like doubled, and that was really challenging, but also like that was a good experience, I guess, because we learned a lot from it.
I think, especially like with a lot of our scripts that were given in class, a lot of them are like, and person one hugs person two. And then it was just constantly, we would just be looking at each other. Should we mime it? Do we just walk up to each other? And we tried doing the class with clear masks, but then we couldn't understand each other. And then they would start fogging up. And then we just kept having to make these rules. And then our teacher, Jennifer Copping, was saying, maybe we should just try these scenes 6 feet apart constantly. But then some of the scenes had handshakes. So then I think we ended up kind of breaking the rules a little too much, but just constant guessing of like in your head, can I get close to them? It made it a lot more technical rather than just diving right into acting. You kind of always had to think about being careful and your precautions that you were taking.
Yeah, even like on set, we as actors were like the only ones who aren't wearing a mask when we're acting, and we can get closer when we're acting. So it's like strange because as soon as the camera's off, it's like mask back on, go far away again, even though you were just close to them.
We shot 3 days, and the last day we shot all day, like the whole 10 hours we shot it under like the pouring rain. That's how difficult it was. And like everybody was talking about it, like how how everybody was cold and all those stuff, but we strengthened our relationship, it tested our characters, and then we pulled it off. Everybody did very well.
No matter how late or wet it was, I was never like upset to be there. I've been significantly more miserable inside, dry, and being paid than I was on a lot of those nights. So yeah, I would just say that just being like, no matter how bad it got, it was always fun. And yeah, I was never upset to be there.
My film, I actually Braden is the writer of
Cool.
my film, and we worked on this kind of comedy. It's called Heist of the Heart. It's three guys who's going for like a heist, like a robbing a place, and then they encounter with this dilemma, like killing a person or not. And then they find out how they feel for each other for real. It's kind of cute film. It's a comedy. There's no violence in there. Like I know there's still thrilling moments, but it's a lighthearted film, and we had so much fun shooting it.
This program really tests like your love of film, because if you're out there in the cold, in the rain, you know, you can't feel your toes. It's like 6 a.m. and you've been awake since 6 a.m. the day before, and like, and you're still like loving it, and you're like having a great time. And like, I think that's, and it's brutal. It's hard too. It's hard work, and you're still enjoying yourself. I think that's how you know, you love what you're doing.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm absolutely terrified about what's going to be going on later on. I know we all have plans and goals as to where we want to go from here, because this is just a small stepping stone for us. It's only going to propel us forward, but it doesn't make the journey any less scary. There's going to be a lot of obstacles that we're going to have to face, and a lot of things we can't account for. But I think despite it being so scary, it's also going to be very exciting, because I think, especially for us in film arts, we all know, my classmates and I, that film arts is one of the hardest programs we've ever had to complete. It's just from our professors to the work material to the homework and also filming at the same time. It has not been easy at all. And I think that's really trained us for how it's going to be later on. So for me personally, I know that I'm absolutely terrified, but I'm also very excited and ready for the next step.